Things going with a Windy watch this morning and the biggest name on the market. Windy, what do we need to know about LeBron James?
Okay, Joe. So from what I am told, the Lakers, as soon as the NBA Finals ended, reached out to LeBron and his representatives, expressing an interest in retaining him. And since that time, they have been interested in having a meeting with LeBron, but they have not made an offer. And from what I have been told, LeBron has just not been available for the meeting. And you may say, well, why is that? I don't know, Joe. I don't know why LeBron has not been available, but he has not been available for the meeting. And obviously free agency begins tomorrow. So I am not assuming that LeBron for sure is playing next year. I am not assuming that there's a reason why he has not met with them. Yesterday, I believe he played golf in Akron, Ohio. I'm sure it was a lovely day in Ohio yesterday. I was there. I will just point something out that I think we should watch today. Today is the option pickup day for Draymond Green. Draymond, and the reason this is interesting is that the Warriors have long planned for Draymond Green to opt into this $27 million player option, and play with him this year. And you've got Jimmy Butler coming back from injury and Steph Curry, etc. But Draymond has not done anything, and his deadline is today. And so all I'm going to say is this: if Draymond Green opts out of that contract, I will just point out he is represented by the same agency as LeBron James, Clutch Sports. And if Draymond Green, and Bobby can explain this more, if Draymond opts out of that contract, it opens the window for him to maneuver and the Warriors to maneuver around to offer a free agent. Maybe it's LeBron, maybe it's somebody else, $15 million with their mid-level exception. So I'm not making any assumptions about anything. I'm just telling you these are the facts here on June 29th.
I'm going to stand for this one. I feel like we got to stand for this one. That is how you start a Monday with the NBA free agency period. Bobby, the possibility of LeBron James actually leaving in LA and heading to the Warriors. How possible?
Well, listen, we learned in this NBA anything is possible here. And as Brian said, when you look at Draymond Green, that's going to be a big indicator here. Here's a player that's got a $27.7 million player option. Let's say he opted out of that number and reduced it on his next contract to, let's say, $22 million, and Golden State made it up on the back end here. That gives them the ultimate flexibility to have that $15 million non-tax mid-level exception available. Now, what I would be looking at if I was in that Golden State front office is how else can we make this roster better besides adding LeBron James? And I know there's a hesitancy to move off of Jimmy Butler's $56 million contract. But what can Jimmy Butler and multiple first-round picks get you out in the marketplace? Can it get you an established star to sell to LeBron James as far as for him to join the Golden State Warriors?
It's Goodwill. You had a chance to digest it. I didn't. I stood up immediately, realized I'm not in great shape. Sit back down. Take it easy. It's a 2-hour show. The idea of LeBron leaving LA, going to the Warriors, all of this taking place, how does it land with you?
Well, the first thing that lands with me is you're not able to get in contact with LeBron James or his representatives. All right, yeah, okay. Like, you can send a carrier pigeon, email, something. You can get in contact with Rich Paul if you want to. The problem, what it looks like, is that you are treating LeBron James like a plan B. And he cannot be a plan B. He's always been the #1 free agent on the NBA landscape every time he's hit the market. Now he's not the #1 free agent on his own team. All right, that you're sending a message that either you want LeBron to make the decision for himself so you don't have egg on your face, or you don't want to have a straight-up relationship and just tell him one-to-one whatever Vince, your plans are or are not.
Vince, I'm going to stop you. That's not what I said. The Lakers want to meet with him. LeBron has not been available to the meet. And so that's why there hasn't been an offer, okay? It's not that the Lakers can't get a hold of Rich Paul. The Lakers, from my understanding, LeBron has not been available to meet with them. That's LeBron's decision. You're gonna say why? I don't know. So I'm not going to make any assumption about what LeBron is doing. I haven't even 100% been told he's going to play. But this is not the Lakers disrespecting. This is LeBron's process that the Lakers are running out of time. They have to. The free agency is beginning. They're going to have to move on with their business at some stage.
This is fascinating all the way around. This is a game of chicken on both sides. Like Draymond's opt-in contract, Bronny's opt-in contract. All these things are like maneuvering, and today is almost like decision day before decision day. So whether it's the Lakers or LeBron, someone has to take the bull by the horns and be assertive here in reference to the relationship between LeBron and the Lakers. We know the Lakers' #1 objective is building around Luka Doncic. What we don't know is how LeBron James feels about that, or how he feels he should be respected in terms of that relationship with Luka Doncic.
Very well said. Wendy, jump back in here. What do you think is going to have the biggest impact on LeBron's decision?
One thing that Vinny just said, today in a semi-related thing is Bronny James option day. So Bronny James' contract is only half guaranteed by the Lakers. The Lakers have to decide today whether to pick that up. I think it's a formality. I think they will pick it up. It's only $1 million more. Bronny showed promise at the end of last year. But it, again, like Draymond Green, is an indicator how everybody is. I think the Lakers want to make this work with LeBron, but they also want to build out their roster. But whatever their plan is, as yet, they have been yet to present it to him.
Bobby, what all would the Warriors need to do to try to entice LeBron to come to the Warriors?
Well, I mean, I think they've got to improve the roster. I think that's a start. I don't think a LeBron, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green puts you on the level of where San Antonio is in Oklahoma City. It probably puts you in a top 4, top 5, but you have to add some other pieces around that group. I would just add this. Today sets in motion what will happen tomorrow. Today is actually probably more important than what actually happens tomorrow, because it sets in motion everything that we could potentially see tomorrow night.
All right, so let's let that lay for now. The most important thing, keep your eye on Draymond Green regarding whether or not he opts out of his Warriors contract. That could be the first domino to fall to trigger everything else we just talked.
With us in studio, Jaylen Brown, massive name, massive online presence, might be watching right now. What's the latest you're hearing about his offseason?
Guys, the Celtics spent the entire weekend canvassing the league for Jaylen Brown trades, even trying to see, is there a third team, a fourth team deal that they can come up with? They've set a really high bar in these trade talks. They've asked a lot of teams for even up to 4 first-round picks. And rival teams that I'm speaking to are finding a hard time figuring out what Jaylen Brown's actual market is, especially at the valuation that the Celtics are seeking a deal at. Is there even a deal at the value of 4 first-round picks? Will the have to settle for a deal that might not look like a great return for a player that last year was an MVP finalist? 2 years ago, he was Finals MVP. And so how Jaylen Brown handles this, how the next couple days, next week or so goes, that could play a big factor in the urgency level that develops in Boston.
From the East Coast, let's get to the West Coast. A lot of talk about LeBron James and his future in L.A., but there's another superstar in L.A. who maybe there's some questions, maybe there's some news about. Who is it, and where are we talking here?
Gary, this is a developing story here. The Clippers and the Raptors are seriously engaged in trade talks surrounding Kawhi Leonard going back to the Six, going back to Toronto. At the crux of this